When making something with your own hands, how do you quantify your hard work? Is it the time you spent learning the tools? The sweat given honing your techniques? Or maybe it's the tears at the face of failure? In the end, when you're standing at the finish line, what is more important? The creation or the craft?
Today we're talking about cosplay, and more specifically, my next project, which is I will be cosplaying Mega Man at an upcoming event here in the Bay Area. And I only have 2 months to do it, so we'll see how that goes.
All these years later, and what have I earned from this journey? Well, a bandolier of new skills, and this, the Mega Buster, the fruits of my labor. So what started as a simple side project became an obsession, something that I would call the ideation Ouroboros. It is a loop that feeds on learning, optimism, and dissatisfaction. Making a version of this thing with the knowledge and understanding that I had at the time, evaluating what went right and wrong, learning from it, and then immediately starting back over again. It's been some time, I guess. Wardrobe and everything else is just gonna bounce around for a little while because I'm shooting this over several days, and I'm doing this pretty much at the end of my day, every day. Just taking away. Through questioning and iterating, trying and failing, adapting every bit of information as quickly as it came in was like solving a maze backwards from the finish line. I know the answer, but what is the question? This led to long nights and stepping on other projects to move forward.
Look at that. The middle section's done. A bunch of stringing. But we'll get to that later.
For every new tool and technique came with its own ecosystem of possibilities, pushing the finish line back every time. So what changed in that cycle? Well, it was being able to hold a work of fiction and dreams in my own hands, and for it to be exactly what I envisioned. It means I was no longer bound to pixels and paper. We're here on the next update. We have filled this out with a sandable filler material. Just a little rattle can from Rust-Oleum. But this stuff has been pretty great so far. And the next step is to now sand all this back down to get a smoother surface. Then I'm gonna fill it over again and then sand that down, and hopefully that will be closer to my last step before I can get to painting. And I'll see you then. I interrupt this broadcasting to talk about what the heck we're looking at right here. So all these lines here, these gray lines on gray, are the edges or the peaks of each edge that makes up these faces, right? And what I'm doing is knocking it down, and what we're seeing is this color along with this red color underneath is the layer below it. So by seeing those and exposing them, that means that I'm knocking down that edge of the outermost layer. And that is what we're looking for. Basically is that we're trying to fill in these gaps so that that whole surface is now smoothing and exposing those peaks. So I'm gonna keep going at it, and hopefully
continues to get smoother and smoother. All right, back to the show. All right, quick update. As you can see, I got my lines taken care of for this pass. And on top of that, if you look at the top here, you can see that there's these 2 dots. There's 2 dots right here. And 1 right there. And I got my magnets to work. Hey, baby. And if you want to find out what that's all about, you can check out the next video. But look at this. This is coming along. Oh, wait. Look at this. Doesn't that look cool? But as cool as that may be, I got a ton more work to do. So I was in the middle of spray painting. I could take off the mask. What am I doing? I was in the middle of spray painting. Wow, you can see my entire garage. I was in the middle of spray painting my prime layer, my first coat of black paint, and the can pretty much exploded. You can see how far I got. This is my janky setup here. But I was able to get this far, and then the can just like exploded on me. The cap itself leaked. You can see that, right? Leaked, and then the neck pretty much exploded and then just erupted. I have it down here in a box just in case it erupts and explodes and paint gets everywhere. But it's in paint jail. So yeah, now I got to pivot.
The Mega Buster, Mark I, the flagship and most powerful weapon in the Mega Man arsenal. The solar-powered arm cannon capable of firing highly compressed 10 gigajoule energy rounds in an instant. Near indestructible carbon matrixing, can withstand extreme climates and combat. The variable weapon system provides adaptability against enemy assault, integrating opponent digital matrix into the Mega Man weapon cache. The ultimate fighting robot.
As you already know, I've waited so long to finally do this. And it may not be perfect, but I'm damn proud of the progress I made thus far. And I'm excited to continue to share all the builds and other things that I've learned from this that I can continue to apply going forward into other projects. Including, if you didn't know already, the inner workings to this costume. In the next chapter of the Making Mega Man series, we will be walking through the inner workings to this and actually getting this to fire. So if you're interested, I'll see you in the next one.
Hey, is this where you've been? Hey everybody, and I just wanted to say thank you for... It broke! Like, I'm not even joking, this just broke in the middle of starting my recording. So, I mean, that's cool, I guess. I am today with this, and it just keeps getting worse.